embarrassing yourself, making everyone on the internet think some type of way about you, gaining a ton of weight, messing with your body and your mind, causing health complications for an experiment.
Welcome to Nikocado 2. This is my second channel, and I hope you consider subscribing.
This bird is nutting or something. What is happening right now? Welcome back, everybody, to my channel. I am a react content creator. I like to react to literally everything. You know, you like basketball, you like politics, you like bullshit, you like gaming. That's me. So go ahead and please like, comment, and subscribe if that's something you're into. All right. Today, I'm going to be reacting to what happened to Nikocado Avocado by the Internet Anarchist. So without further ado, let's get this shit started.
It's been a year since Nikocado Avocado bamboozled the entire internet with a single video. He went from being the laughingstock of the internet for his obnoxious persona in his mukbang videos to a master of deception who even left Charlie singing his praises.
This moment right here is this generation's I am your father. This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time.
Since then, he's been quietly planning an exit from the YouTube scene, having already made millions in ad revenue through his videos. However, his decision to revisit an old controversy in preparation for this exit may have put a wrench in those plans. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're revisiting Nikocado Avocado, how he managed to change everyone's perception of him through one video, his slow fade into obscurity now that he's earned his millions, and why some parts of the internet still considers him the villain who should not be forgiven for his damaging actions. But if you want to become a hero in my eyes, hit that subscribe button and let's get on with the video. Now,
fair.
I've already covered some of Nikocado's shenanigans in a video before, but if you haven't watched that video or need a refresher, here's a super quick recap to get you up to speed. Nikocado Avocado, real name Nick Perry, started his YouTube journey over a decade ago in 2014 as a vegan mukbanger who, on occasion, also mesmerized his viewers with his incredible violin arrangements. However, just 2 years later, Nick would renounce veganism completely because of some health issues he had.
I rotted a tooth. I had low B12 deficiency. My sex drive was terrible.
Really? I wondered that. Okay.
Terrible. Wow. I developed hypoglycemia. I don't know if it's directly related to the veganism, but I never had that before.
And because he found the online vegan community incredibly toxic.
I said in that video, why do vegans have to make everything about veganism? Why? There's so much more to life than veganism. Yes, it's an important cause, but when it becomes everything, you sound no different than the Mormons going door to door, knocking on the door saying, join my club.
You know what's crazy about that statement? There was, what was her name? The vegan teacher? Am I remembering her name right? Vegan teacher? It was something like that. But she was insane, bro. I remember, it was an older woman. Hold on, let me look it up for you guys, just in case you don't know who I'm talking about. Vegan teacher, right? Vegan. That vegan teacher, yeah. Her. Yeah, she is psycho, bro. She's kind of crazy. I remember that she put, hold on. Hold on. Did she say, no, she doesn't say the N-word. She tries to redefine it. Yes. No, not teacher, the vegan teacher. The vegan teacher says the N-word. No, the vegan teacher spells out the N-word. Yeah. She tries to change it. She says ban cruelty on words. What did she change it to? Hold on. Let's see.
Look at this beautiful child.
Shit is crazy. It shit's insane, okay? So, she decided to write out the N-word, but, you know, she wanted to take the power away of evil from this word. So she's redefining it, alright?
Beautiful smile. Beautiful curly hair. Beautiful skin. Look how adorable she is. What do you think about the idea of banning cruelty, but not words? Can you think of some words right now that are banned? What are they? What are some of the words that you're never allowed to write?
It's fucking
And how
woman,
did we get
bro.
this way in society? Is banning words a good idea?
Uh-huh.
When does it end? If we say we can't say the N-word, but then people ban even saying the N-word, then the N-word becomes the X-N-word, the N-word that used to be the other N-word. And it never ends. It just goes on and on and on. What about other words? The F word, the C word, the R word, the S word. When does it end when we start banning language? Is it a good idea, really? Or is it better to just reclaim words that have hurt us? Just not let them have any power.
Naturally.
Does this girl seem to you like she might be naturally intelligent, gorgeous, generous, exemplary, and radiant? She looks like she could be that to me.
Listen, if I have a bunch of people walking up to me, calling me the N-word, and then trying to turn around and say, bro, I'm just saying you're naturally intelligent and gorgeous. Relax. I'm going to be honest, I'm probably still going to punch them in the throat. This shit is crazy. I can't believe she did this shit. She did it. She did it. She really... No one forced her to do this, by the way. She was a vegan content creator. She probably still is. I'm pretty sure she still makes content. No one forced her to do this. This woman really woke up unprompted and went, how can I post the N-word and try to get away with it? And then went ahead and made the video. Don't know how people can sit there and think of these things, but they do. And she thought she was cooking with this one. She burnt that shit. God damn. Anyway, that was a little side tangent, but we can get back to the video.
From that point, his mukbangs went from being relatively healthy, normal-sized meals to obnoxiously gigantic portions made up entirely of fast food and processed junk. As unhealthy as it was, this ended up being a great move for his channel, with everything he put out in this era receiving millions of views. However, as the views grew, so did his weight. Year after year, his scale unlocked a new digit, transforming not only his body, but also his demeanor. This resulted in his videos transforming from lighthearted and fun.
Say no at all? No at all? Okay.
Very picky.
He's a very picky bird, stubborn as can be. He only wants his food hot, and I'm telling him, in the wild, out with the other birdies, you be eating your food off the oh, he made no objections to come onto my finger. That was the first.
To straight up depressing.
A really, really good person. Like what? Why is he so good? What?
One thing I will say is you guys can kind of get a look at me, right? I'm a bit of a bigger guy. I've been going to the gym. I've been dieting, but I am a bigger man, as you can tell. I have noticed this just with myself, right? Is the bad foods I was eating and the shit I was digesting in my body, it gave me brain fog. I'm not even saying that just to like say it. There were times where I'd come up to my apartment when I was like unhealthy, like really unhealthy. That's the reason I went on a diet. It's the reason I'm starting to go to the gym. So in several times I just come up to my fucking door and I start putting in the numbers and I just completely forget my code. And I'm standing there for like 10 minutes trying to figure out how the hell to get into my apartment because I forgot my goddamn code to get in. Like, and you can attribute that to food. It is serious. It's called brain fog. It's an actual thing. You eat like really negative and shit things and put it in your body consistently, right? Like I was doing. You're gonna find yourself forgetting things that you shouldn't be forgetting, like very simplistic things, right? Food can have more an effect on you than just your body weight. As you can see, obviously he gained his weight. That did happen. But it's not shocking that Nikocado Avocado, I'm calling him Nick. I'm not calling him his long-ass name. Okay? Nick here, it's not shocking that he also had like mental breakdowns, that he was going through these lapses where he was breaking down on stream because, I mean, the food you put inside you, if it's shit food, it's probably going to make you not only feel like shit, but mentally fuck with your shit too.
While he himself turned into a desperate attention seeker, inserting himself into drama on every possible opportunity, with him clashing against everyone from Charlie and Stephanie Sue to even PewDiePie, all while humiliating himself even further. It reached a point where his audience saw him as nothing more than a caricature of what a ruined life looks like, with comments like, "He's a great example of what not to do with your life. Respect." And whenever I'm unsure about my life choices, I come back to this channel, and it makes me feel like an absolute legend.
Damn.
However, just when the internet started believing that Nick was slowly going to eat himself to death, he flipped the entire script by coming out with a reveal that broke the internet. On the 7th of September 2024, Nick posted a video on his main channel titled 2 Steps Ahead, where in just the first few minutes, he shattered everyone's perception of him with a massive change in his appearance.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment of my entire life.
This man has a weird Joker complex. I'm throwing that out there right now. I don't know what to tell you. Embarrassing yourself, making everyone on the internet think some type of way about you, gaining a shit ton of weight, messing with your body and your mind, causing health complications for an experiment. I get it. Social experiments can be very important, especially when it comes to the psyche of our society, but I don't know if I'd go through all that. That's kind of crazy. That's like you guys coming to my channel a year later from now, seeing that I'm still kind of bigger, be like, bro, you haven't lost any weight. It's like, it's a social experiment, my guys. Just wait. You'll see. It's like, no, I'm on the journey. I haven't gotten there yet, but I got to stick to it. This shit's just weird. Maybe you just, I don't know why you can't just be honest with it. It could be a social experiment, by the way. I could be just completely wrong on that. But it's probably more likely that you gained a bunch of weight because you were doing these mukbangs. You probably weren't, doing it right. You probably have to work out a lot. If you're going to take in a shit ton of calories, you got to work out a lot as well. You probably shouldn't be eating besides the mukbang, right? I'm assuming if you're going to do a mukbang, you probably shouldn't eat at all for 2 days. I know that sounds unhealthy, but you're taking in 4,000, 5,000 calories. That's 2-3 days of food right there. So you probably need to work out a shit ton and maybe go a day of fasting. So you probably just did it wrong, gained a lot of weight and you lost it. You went ahead and lost it, but I don't know why you want to sit there and be like, this was a social experiment. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so.
So I am the villain, because I've made myself one.
He'd then go on to make another bombshell reveal about the amount of weight he'd lost.
Today I woke up from a very long dream, and I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body.
All
250 pounds. That's a number. That is no light number. God damn, bro.
while ridiculing the viewers who made fun of him before, even comparing them to ants at one point.
For as long as I tell the internet that I am the villain, stories that permeate and linger and infect the minds of the ants, influence the ants, brainwash the ants.
Yeah.
You are the ants.
But deliberately not telling them how he'd achieved this incredible weight loss. That said, the reveal itself was enough to stir interest across all of the internet, making his video go mega viral and garner over 50 million views to date. More importantly, longtime viewers were happy to see the massively positive change, since many of them had dismissed Nick as a lost cause by this point, stating, "This is like seeing a character you thought died in Season 1 in Season 8 being the secret villain this whole time. Unironically, this is probably one of, if not the best plot twist in the history of YouTube." Over the next
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm not believing it, What was the social experiment? Because that's the question you would have to raise, right? Is what exactly are you testing? What's your social experiment? Is your social experiment to show that people are, sheep online? No shit. Didn't need to do all this to prove that. Was it to prove that people are mean on the internet? No shit. Didn't need to do all this to do it. What was your purpose? The whole point of an experiment, right, is to have an hypothesis and to have the experiment and to see if it proved or disproved your hypothesis. I don't get what your hypothesis was here. I don't get what the basis of your experiment was. It was to get fat, have people make fun of you and lose weight, and to prove people are mean to fat people? What is the experiment? I don't believe you. Okay, I think you saw a bunch of people making fun of you. That's what happened. I promise you that's what happened. Nikocado Avocado did not have no damn experiment, okay? He sat there, he saw a bunch of people making fun of him because of him gaining a lot of weight and having these mental breakdowns, probably because of the processed food he's putting inside of his body. He went ahead and he didn't like the attention that he was getting that was very negative. He lost a bunch of weight, and he came back to try to make fun of the people that make fun of him by saying, haha, actually, it wasn't real the whole time, you're losers. It's like, nah, bro. Let's be honest, you didn't like that people were mean to you, and you tried to get back at them. You were not experimenting. This was no social experiment. Let's stop. Let's stop with the games, okay?
couple of weeks, viewers also uncovered how Nick managed to lose over 250 pounds without anyone noticing. As it turned out, Nick had pre-recorded 2 years worth of videos and started uploading them towards the end of September in 2022. These videos were designed to keep the Nikocado Avocado character in front of everyone's eyes, while the real Nick went on an incredible weight loss journey behind the scenes, losing 250 pounds through a diet that lasted over 800 days.
First of all, I was on a diet for 800 days.
Nick eventually confirmed this in part 2 of his reveal, when he mentioned how long it had been since he was in front of a camera.
Welcome to Nikocado 2. This is my second channel, and I hope you consider subscribing.
This bird is nutting or something. What is happening right now?
Because I don't even know if people like me or if they want to hear.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying you got a freaky out bird over here. Anyway, back to the video. Sorry guys, back to the video. This man stroking a bird and he's nutting everywhere.
For me, I haven't made a video for like 2 years.
He also revealed why he did everything.
This is something I've always wanted to do. You know, you could even tell in my soliloquy, I am always 2 steps ahead. I mean, these are characters, and it's the vision I've had forever. And the whole character thing, I want to make people laugh.
And how he decided to use his theater training on YouTube when he wasn't able to land his role on Broadway as a violinist or an actor.
In case you didn't see the video on my main channel, basically, I'm an actor. I went to school for acting. I have a very long history in performance. My background is in theater, and it was my dream to be on Broadway. Whether I was acting or doing violin, I craved that theater. In the case of Broadway workers, like you get a contract for a tour or a show, and when it's over, you're unemployed again. I basically employed myself on my own terms here on YouTube,
resulting in the creation of the Nikocado character.
Something that I learned in my training, like in school, was that the actors who had to undergo like the greatest physical changes, they lost a lot of weight for their role, or they gained a lot of weight, those actors tended to have the greatest impact. You know, when you watch someone on screen and you've seen...
Okay, this one doesn't count. This one doesn't count. Wasn't he wearing a fat suit? Am I wrong on that for the whale? This one doesn't count. The other ones do, but this one does not. And again, okay, so I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I've been proven wrong in the middle of the video we are watching, but now my brain's just confused. I don't understand. Like, again, my question still stands, you know? It makes sense. Losing 250 pounds is not going to happen overnight. It's definitely not going to happen in a few months, and it's definitely not going to happen in a year. I'm saying that heavily on the on the pause because I'm not 100% on that, but probably not over a year. It's probably going to take 2 years sound about right. Over 2 years sound about right. But here's my question though. What are you experimenting? What is your, like, you... I don't understand the experiment. You said it was a social experiment. It's going both ways. It sounded like you were saying this was a social experiment. That was your first video. Now you're saying you just wanted to like act a role. That makes sense to me, right? Nikocado Avocado has mental breakdowns, eats a bunch of food, you know, has a bunch of people on the internet making fun of him. He goes back on the internet, makes fun of them, becomes this like diva, becomes someone that's annoying, that everybody talks about. I can see you saying I wanted to play a role of like a spoiled celebrity that gets too addicted to fame unless it gets to their head. That makes sense to me. But when you say it's a social experiment, that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm not sure where he's leaning on that. I think it's more the first option, where he was trying to like just do the role and he thought it was fun. He couldn't get into acting, so he did this, and it worked. I'm not talking shit. It worked. I just don't think it's as big as he's wanting to make it, like this commentary on our society. I don't think it's that deep. I think he wanted to do a role. It worked for him, and good for him. But I don't think it's as deep as he's trying to make it sound like it is. But damn, he definitely bamboozled everyone. Bamboozled me. I just don't... That feels like a lot to go through for like, what? I don't know. Hey, if you want to be an actor... You go through a lot of shit, but...
Then before and other stuff, you start getting that backlog of, oh yeah, I remember them from this and this and this. But when they're like physically unrecognizable, totally different people, you don't get that backlog running through your brain.
Which was a great way to ensure that the audience never takes him seriously, so he could blur the lines between fiction and reality.
And so it was really easy for me to blur that boundary between fact and fiction, like I said, because I was physically so unwell. How do you take someone seriously or think that they're in control, you know, when they look so out of control.
Not only that, but a month after his mega viral 2 Steps Ahead video, Nick posted another video titled How I Fooled the Internet, which basically featured a collection of clips where he'd foreshadowed his own weight loss in rare character-breaking moments that no one at the time was able to pick up on.
I'm making this video for me to look back on in the future because I will get healthy, I will drop pounds, I'll do a transformation. Hi Nick, Nick of the future.
I said it would be very unique, extremely unique. I actually can't name one influencer who's going to do what I'm going to do.
However, there was one moment in particular that Nick highlighted as the starting point of his weight loss journey, in his third channel titled 2 Steps Ahead, The Truth Was in Front of You the Entire Time. This was the video he posted back in 2022 featuring the same monologue as his reveal video.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment I've come to know.
But what is the... Okay, I'm not even trying to talk shit on Nikocado Avocado here, because at the end of the day, the shit that he did definitely was unique. I don't know if it's as deep as he's trying to make it, but it was unique. It definitely was interesting, okay? It makes me want to go watch his channel. No bullshit. Not even saying to react to, just on my own free time when I got the time to just sit there and do homework. It makes me want to go watch his channel in the background, you know? So it definitely helps with that, you know, building your base. And it definitely shows a lot of commitment, both with gaining the weight and losing the weight. So there's stuff to look at here, okay, that I can look at and say, dude, impressive. I can think weird. I think a lot of people that probably are watching this and listening to him are probably thinking weird. I don't really get it, but impressive is definitely up there. It has to be. What he did is extremely impressive, okay? The amount of weight he gained is insane, and to lose it is insane. And the health complications he got from gaining the weight, but also being able to lose the weight, damn, bro. I just don't... You gotta help me understand. What's the social experiment part of this, though? What are you trying to expose with society? Like, that's what you gotta tell us, right? Like, I don't... Are you trying to make us guess, like the Riddler? Like, what is the social experiment? I don't know, bro. But still impressive. I'm not talking shit at all, because it's still impressive. Just, I'm not really getting a social experiment part of this yet.
Being said, Nick's transformation was a positive in almost everyone's eyes, including Charlie, who once criticized Nick for his unhealthy lifestyle, and was now praising him for the masterful reveal.
This moment right here is this generation's I am your father. This is up there with the Darth Vader identity reveal. Perhaps one of the most unexpected things I've seen in quite some time. When I was watching this, I let out an audible whoa. Like, I couldn't help myself. My body responded without any other part of me having say-so over it.
However, even though Nick had shocked everyone with his astonishing weight loss, many still wondered if he'd been able to maintain this weight, or if he would fall back into his old habits, especially since, according to some studies, as many as 90% of people who lose a lot of weight gain it back over the next few years. Now, it has been 1 full year since Nick released his 2 Steps Ahead video, and fortunately, Nick is showing no signs of slowing down or falling into his old habits. He's even getting excess skin removal surgeries to indicate his dedication to stay at a healthy...
You know what? Respect over here.
weight, starting in
Hey, if you got it before you lose the surgery, jiggle it, my boy. Jiggle it all around.
January 2025, with a plastic surgery for his face to remove the loose skin hanging under his chin. Then in February, he finally got a skin removal surgery through a 300...
Ouch. I ain't hating on this, by the way. You lose this weight and you don't want it like hanging on you, like the dead weight, the fat and shit, that's fine. I'm happy that I'm trying to lose like 50 pounds. That's what I'm trying to lose. 50 pounds over the span of the next year. Not 250 pounds, 50. So I'm happy when I end up losing this weight, it'll be visible. But it's not going to be to the point where I got to get surgery for it. That's why I'm making sure I eat a lot of protein. That's big. I work out. That's big. And I sleep. Diet is important. I could lose 50 pounds in the next year dieting alone and not have to step into a gym. Just be moderately active as long as you're at a calorie deficit. But I don't want to have like the skin, I don't want the boobies. I don't want none of that. So I'm making sure I work out and diet. As much as working out sucks. I'm be on that elliptical 5 miles a day, brothers. Let me tell you something. Okay, I'm hitting the fucking weights, okay, and I'm playing basketball. That shit is fun. But damn, this shit's rough. This shit's rough. This is what I'm talking about, though. This is kind of insane. Impressive. Weird. Insane, too. He put his body through a wild thing. But again, social experiment, what is it? Because I want to give him the props he wants, okay? He probably doesn't want to just be seen as the guy who really wanted to be an actor and prove to the world that he could, I guess you would say this little experiment would be. Like, he proved to the world he could be an actor. He's able to gain a shit ton of weight, lose it, trick people into believing a character that's not actually real. He proved to people he could be an actor. But obviously, he said this is a social experiment, so I'm trying to see, what do you mean, my guy? Let me give you the props you deserve. Let me give you the flowers. It's like you're telling me you want certain flowers, but I'm at the store. I want to buy them for you. What do you want? What's the flowers? Give me the name. Come on.
60-degree body lift, which resulted in over 10 pounds of skin getting extracted from his body. And finally, in March of this year, he decided to get a torso lift and a thigh lift to get rid of any excess skin that has been left over. But even though Nick is the healthiest he's ever been at this point, the same can't be said for his upload schedule. He's only been uploading once per month, and sometimes once every 2 months. He's likely exhausted the entire backlog of videos he'd created to hide his weight loss, and now with him still recovering from various surgeries, he's hardly been able to get back in front of a camera. His efforts to drum up any additional engagement have also been largely unsuccessful. A perfect example of this is the live meet and greet tour he announced from May 11th to June 28th, 2025.
I'm so excited to be doing a live version of my mukbang all over America and Toronto, Canada. Each show is going to have a presentation about my weight loss, how I did it, a signing, a meet and greet.
He kept hyping it up even in his later videos.
Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, how many of you guys are coming on my tour? My tour is literally in like a month or like 6 weeks. I'm so excited.
However, when May arrived, he ended up cancelling the entire event, with several Redditors on the r/Nikocado subreddit mentioning that they'd been refunded their tickets. The subreddit also concluded that the cancellation was most likely due to low ticket sales, with one Redditor even showing proof that only 6 people had bought tickets for his event in Houston, Texas. This late
I mean, that's rough and that's sad, but at the same time, do you have to rent out a venue? Like an entire venue like this? Like, this is insane that you gotta look at all these seats, bro. You would have to rent out the venue and put a lot of money into this. If you had enough money to rent out this venue to begin with, and he probably was looking for people to pay, but he has to pay up front. I don't think these venues care if you're a YouTuber, unless your name is Mr. Beast. Okay? I don't think any venue is gonna front you, even if you are Mr. Beast. Okay? So these venues, right? They don't give a flying fuck if you're a YouTuber. You gotta pay up front. So if you could afford to pay this venue up front, why not just, I don't know, do a meet and greet at the park? Get like a permit, right? I literally, whenever I drive by my local parks here, I see people holding barbecues. I see people holding get-togethers. I see people holding parties. And I bet you they don't even get permits. They probably just do it. Like, why not just hold like a get-together at these cities? Because, yeah, granted, you're probably not going to have a lot of people show up. I heard of you, but I don't really know of you like that. And before anybody rips at me, I get it. I'm small time. I'm not talking shit. Don't worry. I'm just saying that there's a lot of micro celebrities is such a big thing right now. It's such a big thing. It's bigger than what it used to be back in the day. You know what I mean? Back in the day, if you knew somebody that not a lot of people knew, you were seen as like the pretentious kid, right? Oh, you never heard of Chalkboard 6789? Plebeian. And you're telling me that you like rock music? Right. What you gonna tell me next? That you don't like Nails on the Back? 24? Have you heard the last 2 albums? Oh, okay. Like, yeah, we saw those kids as pretentious kids, right? When we were younger, because most people who were famous, we all kind of like knew. We may not have agreed with them, but we knew them. It's like, oh, who do you like? Justin Bieber. It's like, oh, who do you like? Oh, I like Mark Wahlberg as an actor. I like Van Diesel, The Rock, John Cena, right? These guys are big now too, but what I'm saying is like back in the day, everybody, like when they liked someone, you kind of knew who they were. You just either liked them, disliked them, or was indifferent. But I feel like we live in this micro celebrity economy now where there's a lot of people that people don't really know. Like, I can give you guys one. Nick Wright. I'm a huge fan of that guy. Talks a lot about basketball. Huge fucking fan. And he's very mainstream when it comes to the sports world. But But I promise you there's a group of people that don't know who the fuck I'm saying. Who the fuck that is. YouTubers, Ace Vane. I like him. I think he's really funny. I think he's really dope. There's probably a lot of people who don't know who the fuck I'm talking about there. You get what I'm saying? Like, micro celebrities are huge. There's a lot of them. But if you know that, I know this, and I'm a 241 subscriber guy. I barely got anybody subscribed to me. By the way, please like, comment, subscribe if you like my shit. But when it comes to you, even if you got a lot of subscribers, you gotta understand that just because I'm big doesn't mean I'm big, right? So I wish he would have still held a little get-together for the people that liked him. You know, that would have probably boosted up his retention. Do whatever you can to, like, really interact with your fans. Try to get up there, maybe hold another get-together, and maybe you get more than 6 people. Maybe you get 12. But I think renting out a venue right away and then canceling it, probably not the best move.
Latest setback, coupled with him not being able to rely on his Nikocado character to farm more views, have led people to believe that his latest video might be his way of finishing up his YouTube career with a clean slate, since he's decided to revisit one of the biggest dramas he was ever involved in during his career, his alleged manipulation of fellow YouTuber Stephanie Soo. For context, this controversy started on the 18th of December 2019, when Nick posted a collab mukbang video with Stephanie along with fellow mukbanger Zach Choi. The video itself went off without a hitch, with all three of them interacting in a cordial manner, making the audience believe they were all good friends. However, that couldn't have been further from the truth, because just 4 days after this video, Stephanie would post a video on her channel declaring Nick a manipulator who was constantly trying to bully her into starting beef with another creator. She called him out for trying to act like her friend so she'd let her guard down, only to try and gaslight her into revealing what she told him in confidence on camera.
I know that the full footage is not out there. He did it in a way, I don't remember his exact wording, but it was in a...
What did you want to share? Or do you change your mind now?
I just feel like
You said you wanted to talk to your viewers with me here, because you never talked to any of your viewers.
And I just remember feeling just shocked because the way he went about it was just so, almost like an interrogation.
And trying to bully her through his platform.
The past couple of days have been filled with just a lot of manipulation.
So this is kind of weird, because I thought the whole Nikocado thing was a character. Was it a character she was in on? And she's about, that's why I'm not going to yap too much on this point. Because is she about to say, like, this was all part of it too? She was part of it? Because if she wasn't, now the problem kind of sets in a little bit, you know? Because I'm not fully updated on everything that happened here, but I'm just saying, if you were like a huge dick, an asshole, whatever, and it wasn't part of the bit, and she wasn't in on it, it's kind of fucked up. But again, not going to yap too long on my point here, because we're going to see exactly what happened here.
In particular, manipulating my own words against me to make me do things that I don't want to do and I don't feel comfortable doing. And a lot of Nikocado Avocado using his platform to threaten me and to bully me. At this point, my home safety is kind of in question.
Nick tried debunking all her claims through a response video almost the same day, but his own audience didn't believe him at the time, with comments reading, "You're horrible, totally disgusting, karma will get you," and "You're a disgusting person," resulting in Nick's reputation taking a serious hit. So by revisiting that situation with his newly improved reputation, he was most likely hoping that his audience might lend him a bit more of a sympathetic ear this time. He started off by mentioning how his side of the story in this controversy had been misrepresented.
Stephanie Soo told the internet about our real-life interaction together in a way that seemed less like a personal story and more like a true crime special.
And how she blatantly lied about them being incredibly close.
Stephanie and I had met just one time in person before filming. One time, at a restaurant. We didn't know each other very well, we weren't close, we were just trying to break the ice before filming.
Used deceptive editing to make it seem like Nick had something to do with her past essay-related trauma.
In and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
Hopefully you can trust me now.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Good. Well, Me Too movement.
Hashtag me too.
Even going as far as to say that her tears in the video were fake.
But Stephanie didn't just rely on her words to sell this story, she relied on performance. The trembling voice, the sudden tone shifts, even moments where she appeared to cry, only for the emotion to vanish seconds later. It just all felt calculated.
However, he did admit and apologize for trying to make Stephanie talk about a topic she was uncomfortable with.
And that was 100% my fault. I was immature, I was unkind, I was unprofessional, I was childish, I was wrong. Stephanie, I am genuinely sorry. You were not obligated to sit and gossip with me on camera. You didn't owe me that. And I was totally out of line for reacting the way I did when you didn't show up to film.
Before ultimately explaining the real reason Stephanie made her video exposing him.
But when our collab fell apart, she panicked. She knew I was upset. She knew she said things that she didn't want going public. So before I could say anything, she got ahead of the story. And she rewrote the story.
Surprisingly, this worked better than he could have expected, with many of his fans taking his
Yeah, that is kind of fucking crazy. If you're going to try to use like an assault or, you know, try to imply some really heinous shit in order to get ahead of drama, YouTube drama, something's weird with you. That's a weird that's weirdo behavior. And it should be called out more, right? I will never respect that. Listen, there's a lot of shitty things that happen in this world, and there's a lot of shitty people out there that do these shitty things. But one thing I will never respect, and I will find disgusting till the day I die, is people who will sit here and try to use terrible, disgusting stories that are make-believe in order to get people's emotions on their side because they don't want to be seen as like a bad guy and they want to be painted as more of a victim. The victim complex, disgusting shit on the internet, it's gross. It hasn't been as big or prevalent like it has been in the past. I think the shit has died down and it has gotten better. But damn, bro. I'm telling you. Like, some people online will be doing this shit where they want to be the victim so bad that they'll make up a story or they'll throw someone's entire reputation in the garbage because, hey, it's not their reputation. And besides, they're the victim and they just want the attention. It's not that big of a deal. Who cares? When it comes to that other person where they threw their reputation in the garbage, well, it's not like they're going to jail. It's not like their life is ruined. Who cares? But it's like, bro, like, you like completely ruined their name on the internet. It's hard for them to really go out and get a job, and people hate them and treat them like shit and probably spit on them and do some type of shit as they're walking down the street. Is that right? Should people be doing that? Probably not, but you led to that behavior because you wanted to get ahead of a story, because you wanted the attention, because you didn't want to be seen as the bad guy. Regardless of your reasoning, that's fucked. It's not okay.
Side this time around. Stephanie is talking so childlike in that video more than usual. That just paints a picture by itself. And can't believe the most mature YouTube drama response was from Nikocado Avocado. For now, Stephanie hasn't responded to Nick's video, and given how old the drama actually is, it's unlikely that she ever will. But for Nick, this was most likely his way of clearing his name once and for all, just so he can make a clean exit from the internet, which makes total sense considering he's already made millions in ad revenue, is now back at a healthy weight, and his reputation is
millions? I'm sorry. Can we hear that number again? I'm sorry. I'm fucking deaf. What was that?
Never will. But for Nick, this was most likely his way of clearing his name once and for all, just so he can make a clean exit from the internet, which makes total sense considering he's already made millions in ad revenue.
Millions? Millions? Bro. Millions? Are you fucking my asshole with a silver dildo while calling me Becky? Millions of dollars? Do you understand the nasty, disturbing things I do for millions of dollars? I promise you, I'd be an unsavory man. Millions? Woo!
He's now back at a healthy weight, and his reputation is at an all-time high. That said, while he himself might want to ride into the sunset, there are still some people on the internet who don't think he deserves that ending. Specifically, people who don't think Nick's actions should be excused just because he was playing a character, especially when those actions could have had direct influence on many in his audience, like when he made fun of his own diabetes, regardless of if it was real or not.
That was $18. Diabetes!
Or when he faked having a heart attack on camera.
Turn off the camera. What's wrong? Are you bad? Turn off the camera. Oh, wait, I got the aspirin. Yeah, it's pinching really bad. Oh. Sure.
His on-screen borderline abusive relationship with Orlin also became a major point of contention, since to some, him constantly berating Orlin
Why?
Sit.
You're so fucking controlling.
and oftentimes getting physical.
You've done neither. You've done neither. You just keep eating stuff.
Trivializes DV, even if it was all an act. And
to be fair, yes, Nick did smack once, but Homeboy got 2 licks in himself. I don't know. What's his side of the story? I just don't know enough about this. Like, did he come out and say Nick was abusive or not? Like, this one clip doesn't really help that. Like, Nick got his one hit in, and Homeboy kicked
even if
back.
it was all an act. And while one can make the argument trivializes DV.
Homie hit him with 2 hearts. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe Nick is a piece of shit. I don't know, but I would need more, like, evidence. than just some clips. Like, what did he say? Right? And it seems like they were like mutually abusive towards each other. And was it all a bit? Was he part of it too? Like, there's more that needs to be said here, bro. Listen, Internet Anarchist, you're really good with your shit. I wish you would have just given me, like, maybe even a 30-minute video. Spend some time talking about this relationship. I feel like that's important. He had to have said something, no? And if he said nothing, then maybe he was part of it too. I don't know. I just wouldn't put out there, like, oh, he might have been abusive towards this guy. Like, I don't know if I'd say that.
Even if it was all an act. And while one can make the argument that he should be held accountable for those acts, that will likely never happen. For most, Nikocado Avocado's career is the closest YouTube has ever come to offering a true redemption story, a story that many didn't think would be possible at all, considering the amount of views Nick used to get on his gross mukbang videos. However, he bided his time, squeezed all he could from his character, and made a grand reveal that went viral as the icing on the cake. And now, he's most likely going to ride off into the sunset to enjoy the health he's worked so hard for, a redemption that could have also been possible for someone like Brad Taste in music if he wasn't so allergic to doing the right thing.
Brad Taste in music, I heard about that guy. Good video though, good shit.